When you become selfish, you start getting what you want. If you are so busy being concerned about what others think of you and how they're showing up, how do you think you'll have time to actually take care of your energy and everything that happens in your life and what you're co-creating? If you feel like you've been people pleasing or thinking too much about what others feel about you and what others think of you, this is obviously for you. We need to speak about the fact that you have not been selfish enough. You have not been taking care of yourself enough, of your mindset, of your thoughts, and the way that you behave around others. And the thing is that when you become selfish, I don't mean not caring about others at all. I mean taking care of yourself first so that you can show up better for others, so that you can become what it is that you want to become. Right? So stop waiting for someone to save you or put you first when you're not putting yourself first. Because if you're not putting yourself first, how is another person going, like, how are they supposed to do it if they don't see that you are doing it for yourself? Okay. So first, you put yourself first, and then you can look out for others, right? Because if you're not filling your own cup first, how are you supposed to feel like you can overflow onto others? And this is the issue as well, whether it is in the relationship or the dating world, is that if people do not feel or see or sense that you're putting yourself first, that you're taking care of yourself first, rather than looking out to see if they're taking care of you, if they're prioritizing you, like, which do you think comes first? Which do you think is most important for you to look after first? Right? So when you put you first, others will do so too. And I truly believe that, like, when you start to really look after yourself, when you really start to take care of yourself in the best way, and you start to think about what it is that I need, because if you don't even know what you need, how are others supposed to know what you need? How are others supposed to know your boundaries, your expectations in a relationship and things like this, if you're not even aware? Because you might be getting frustrated at what you're not getting or what you're not seeing, but you don't even know, you don't have full clarity on what it is that you expect or what it is that you want from that. Okay, so remember this point: when you put yourself first, others will do so too. And I truly believe this, and it is as true as day. Because you start putting yourself first, this will radiate and others will see it, they will feel it, they will sense the standards and the boundaries that you have and the things that you expect from yourself and from others too, because you respect yourself. Okay, so another point, the second one would be stop trying to prove your value and feel it within yourself. Because when you are trying so hard to prove your value and to say, like, well, I bring this to the table, well, I do this, and na 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 na. This is a very masculine way to show up. Why? Because you're actually trying to sell yourself, and even the best business development representatives, even the best people in sales in the world, will not make it obvious that they are selling. And you should not be being like, I'm the good girl because I have this and that. And mommy and daddy love me, because this is a very pick me behavior, whether this is for work, for relationships, or for anything else in life. You should not be trying to prove your value onto others, because it's too obvious that you're doing it. Like, whatever way that you're doing it is like you don't even believe it yourself. It's like, look at me, like I have this and that, and I am this, and therefore I should be picked. Like, we don't want to come across as that. We want to come across as like, yes, I am very confident in my worth, and I do not even have to speak it. Why? Because when you know it yourself and you're able to portray that onto others, when you're able to embody that, it does not need to be shown. What does that look like then? How do you actually prove your value without speaking it into existence, without speaking it to others? You actually have to believe your value to yourself, like yourself. You have to actually see your value, see your worth within yourself, which means obviously doing your inner work, doing your whatever it is that you need to do. You might need to do some journaling and get real with yourself and say, like, where am I not seeing myself as worthy of the life that I desire? Where am I not seeing myself fitting in with these people? Am I seeing myself as different to successful people or to people who have things that I want? Because if you see yourself as different, you're going to treat yourself differently. You're going to say, oh, there's a big differentiator. It's like there's a wall between these people that have what I want and me. So where are you seeing yourself as unworthy, and how can you change your self-talk? How can you change the way that you talk to yourself on a day-to-day basis? When you wake up in the morning, what do you say to yourself? How do you look at yourself in the mirror? Do you see yourself with like judgment, disgust, or just simply not happy with yourself? Or are you actually having some self-talk structure? Are you going to change the way that you speak to yourself every day so that that changes? So really, the value is the way that you show up, the way that you walk into a room says a lot. But in order to see that, in order to show up, is that you need to do your inner work and actually like see the way that you talk to yourself, visualize yourself walking into rooms confidently, start changing your posture, start showing up as that person who you want to become, right? So visualize it, script it, journal it, meditate it, talk it out loud, say your affirmations, whatever it is that you need to do in order to change that character that you used to be and are now shifting into a new identity that actually feels worthy, that sees herself as valuable. Okay, so inner work, inner work, inner work for sure. And the way that you show up obviously will radiate that onto others. Okay, so third point, confidence comes from within. Okay, what does this mean? It's a following point actually from the last one I just mentioned, because if you think about it, like people think now, of course it helps, but people think that okay, if I change this about my appearance, if of course like working out, everything like this helps, eating healthy helps. But if you really think that confidence is going to come from changing something about yourself, then you might be on a risky road, to be honest, because I have also been on that kind of risky road in the past where like you guys, if you know my story, I used to have like a massive ED and just like would try to change my entire body by like eating less and less and less and all of this stuff that a lot of women have gone through as well. And if I change my body, then I will be worthy of this relationship that I was in. No, 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 no. Like all of these things. So false, okay, false, false, false programming, because that will not happen. Confidence does not come from losing weight. Maybe it is for some people if they are having health issues for sure, but not in most cases. Confidence does not come from changing your face. Confidence does not come from changing your hair. It may add to it. However, if you change, if you like, you could change everything and anything about your body and your face and your hair and anything that you want to change, whatever it is that you want to change. But if you do not feel that within yourself, if you have not planted the seeds for confidence within yourself and you have not actually worked to feel confident, where you like in the sense that if you talk to anyone, you actually feel confident. You don't feel like you're doubting yourself every time you're starting a sentence. All of this stuff, you need to do things that feel uncomfortable. You need to get out there. You need to do things that you're not used to, whether it's public speaking, whether it's just networking, whether it's getting yourself out there on social media and just stop giving a shit about what others think. Whatever it is that you need to do to feel confident, to feel like you care less about what others think and just bring in value. Just bring in value. One of the tricks that I learned like a long time ago was if you feel nervous or anxious or uncomfortable about like making connections and talking to people and things like this, is care about them, not you. So if you're so busy thinking about how they are doing, what they're doing in life, like what's happening in their life. You're so invested in what's going on with them and you're caring about them and you're caring about adding value to them and listening to them, that you're not caring about how you look, how you're showing up, what it is that you're thinking, like overthinking. No, no, no. No, you're focusing on how they are, like what's going on in their life. You're learning about them. And this is a really cool trick actually about like feeling less nervous around people and in crowds or public speaking, like you're caring about adding value to the people. So in terms of public speaking, like, of course, like you can care about what you look like, you can care about looking your best and feeling your best, but in order to stop the nerves and to feel more confident and to feel more like less giving a fuck basically is caring about the value that you bring into others and like basically just yeah, letting go and just releasing that anxiety of like what do others think of me? No, no, no. Well, care about adding value to them, listening to them, and just bringing as much positive impact onto others, and that will help a lot. Okay, so confidence comes from within, of course. This is something that was the third point, and it's super important to remember that yes, you can change everything on the outer world, but as long as you do not change within and you don't visualize yourself as that confident, empowered version, as long as you do not get out of your comfort zone, as long as you stay in your shell and you choose to stay within and don't see yourself as confident, then nothing's going to change if you change all of the things outside. Okay. So, feeling worthy of everything that you desire in life, of course, you need to work on these things because if you do not feel worthy, for example, of love, of relationships, of healthy love, then you can work on everything external as long as you want until the cows come home, but nothing's going to change. Okay, because your body, like you energetically will reject things that you feel unworthy of. So if you were to manifest love from for example, or if you would, yeah, if you were to manifest like a healthy partner that really cares about you, you would do something to sabotage it because you wouldn't feel worthy of it. That's why you need to do the inner work to feel worthy of the things that you desire so that you can maintain them as well. It's not only about attracting the things that you want, it's about maintaining and keeping them in your life. And in order to do that, you need to feel worthy of them so that you don't vomit them out, basically, and throw them out of your life. Okay. So energy is just as important, if not more, than action. This is what I mean by doing the inner work. So that means if you feel energetically aligned with the things that you want, then it's going to come a lot faster. Okay. Whether that's the relationship, the job, the business success, anything. If you do not feel energetically aligned, it's going to take a lot longer because it's going to take some time. Okay. Let's just put it this way. So I guess the summary here of what it is that we need to all do is become selfish in the way that you're doing your inner work, that you're taking care of your mind and your thoughts before anything else. Because if you're not selfish, if you're not taking care of yourself and doing your inner work, if you're not doing the work to feel confident within, then everyone else is going to absorb your energy. They're going to take what they want, they're going to take what they need, and you need to be more selfish about your time, energy, and space in this lifetime because otherwise it's just taken, taken, taken. Okay. So, what it is that you need to do is in the morning, for example, who comes first? You. Okay, no checking if your crush texted you, if your partner texted you, like no checking on the outer world. You need to focus on you the first thing in the morning because that's what's going to prepare you for your day and for your life. Okay, so become more selfish. See yourself like, do I feel confident? Like, what is it that I'm feeling? Like, do I feel prepared for my desires, for what I'm creating? And if not, let's work on it. Okay, where are my self-statements? Okay, like basically affirmations, but stronger. Where is it that I'm lacking? Like, what is it that I'm lacking in order to embody the next step? Okay, the next stage of my life. What is it that I need to become? Okay, how can I become that now? How can I feel that now? If it's empowerment, how can I feel that now? If it's love, how can I feel that now? If I'm trying to attract a partner, how can I feel like I am a blessing in this world? How can I, and give that to yourself, give the special treatment to yourself, buy yourself flowers, take yourself out for dinners, like do everything that you need to do in order to fall in love with yourself, I would say. This will also help with confidence, spending time with by yourself. There are so many different things that you can do in order to become confident, to feel loved, to feel taken care of, to feel prioritized. And as I said, you need to be selfish first before anything else. Okay, you need to see like where is it that I'm prioritizing myself? Where is it that I'm putting myself first? And how can I attract what I want? By becoming it. Okay, if I want love, I become it. If I want success, how can I do the many actions every single day that take me closer to my goals? If I want anything else, how can I bring it in? How can I pull it in? Like, how can I become more confident in order to bring these opportunities to me? How can I become more confident in order to attract love? Because I already know what I want. I already know exactly how I show up, like all of these things. And I will, of course, be posting more videos about how to do all of these things, but I want to keep this light and short. Hopefully, I did. And I will see you in the next one. Please subscribe if you want to look at more. And yeah, keep it up. Like, okay, I love this talk about inner work and especially being selfish because you got to put yourself first in order to show up as your best self. I will see you in the next one. Love you lots.